Today, we're going to show you how to assemble your woom now. We estimate this will be roughly a 30-minute assembly. And now is the moment you've been waiting for. Let's unbox the new woom now together. First, remove the saddle. Next, remove any packaging that's in the way of getting to the bike. Pro tip: put cardboard on the floor to prevent scratching the front axle. At this stage, you should be able to remove the bike from the box. After removing the bike, locate a small toolbox that looks like this. Let's open up that toolbox. First up, you will find a set of pedals. Set those aside for now. Next, you'll find a small envelope with a bolt. Don't lose that. It will go in your stem. After that, you will come across the owner's manual. Keep this as a handy reference. Underneath that will be your quick release skewer. Lastly, a few hex keys and a pedal wrench are at the bottom. You'll also need a Phillips head screwdriver. Once it's out of the box, you can start removing the packaging from your bike. We recommend placing all the packaging into the bike box at this stage, instead of immediately disposing of it. This will come in handy in case you need to return the bike or exchange it for another size. Now that your bike is unpackaged, we can begin the assembly. We'll begin with the fork and the handlebars. Our first step is to ensure that the fork is facing the proper direction, with the light facing forward. Next, we can place the stem and handlebars onto the bike. Make sure the cables are routed without any kinks, and that the stem and handlebar are fully seated on the steerer tube. Find that bolt that came from the envelope. It's time to put it in its place. First, screw this locking bolt by hand into the top of the stem to hold it in place. The recommended torque specs for each bolt can be found in the owner's manual. All screws must be tightened to the level specified in the manual. A torque wrench is the best way to measure bolt tightness. Be sure to align the gap here on the headset cap with the gap on the stem. Once aligned, tighten the two horizontal stem clamp bolts, alternating which bolt you're tightening after each turn. Lastly, tighten the vertical locking bolt on the top of the stem. Next, we'll install our front wheel. First step, remove the pad spacer from between the brake calipers. Warning, don't squeeze the brakes with this spacer out. Otherwise, your brakes will stick together. This is your brake rotor. Position it so it is on the left side of the bicycle. Carefully slide the wheel into the fork dropouts, while ensuring the rotor fits into the brake calipers. Locate the gray dynamo connector on the hub and position it upwards. Plug in the light cable, which can be found on the inside of the fork. If you have too much cable left after making the connection, you'll need to slide some of it back into the frame. Use two hands to gently feed the excess cable back into the frame. The light cable shouldn't bend out toward the spokes. It's time to secure the front wheel. First, grab the quick release skewer in the toolbox. Unscrew the nut and remove the spring. Insert the skewer into the right side of the front axle, so the lever faces away from the rotor. Next, install the spring and nut onto the quick release skewer and tighten it down like so. Make sure to close the quick release lever so it faces backward. Check the power switch on your front light and turn it on. Now, give your front wheel a nice spin. Both your front and rear lights should shine bright. Now you can stand the bike up with the kickstand. You can't saddle up without the saddle. First, extend the lever on the quick-release seat post clamp. Once inserted, set the seat to the desired height. Make sure that the seat is aligned with the frame of the bike and simply close the quick-release lever. It's time to install the Woom Now front rack. The first step is to loosen the 4 bolts on the front of the head tube slightly, but don't remove them. Push the washers outward to create space for the rack's mounting brackets. Once all 4 mounting brackets are securely in place, you can tighten the bolts. It's important to screw in the top bolts first and then the bottom after, for each side. Rotate the handlebars for a quick rack clearance check. They should be able to rotate freely. We're almost ready to ride, but we won't get very far without the pedals. Grab your pedals and let's install them. Take the pedal labeled with the R sticker and install it onto the right side crank by simply twisting the pedal spindle into the crank arm. Make sure to turn the pedal clockwise, or righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Use the provided pedal wrench to finish tightening the pedal to the crank arm. For the left side, it's the opposite. Left pedals are reverse threaded, so instead of turning the left pedal clockwise, we're going to turn it counterclockwise. For installing the reflectors, we're going to need that Phillips head screwdriver. First, remove the nut and bolt from the reflector. Next, push the reflector around the handlebar. Trust us, it will fit. Place the nut on the underside of the reflector and screw in the bolt. As you tighten the reflector, be sure to position it so it faces outward, toward oncoming traffic. Get pumped! We're almost there. Time to inflate the tires. The tires on your Woom Now will not be fully inflated after shipping. Remove the valve cap and inflate both tires to 30 to 55 psi, depending on your preference. The box your bike arrived in has some cutaway sections on it. You can use a box cutter to cut them out. 3 small bands on the frame bag allow you to insert this piece and personalize your ride. You can also use this piece as a template and make your own custom creation. You're now ready to hit the streets and turn heads. Keep in mind, all new disc brakes need a bit of time to wear in. Some squeaking during the first ride is totally normal. There's no time like the present, so go and take your new bike for a spin now.